Hi, let's talk stationery and all the crap I plan on buying this year. I have done a stationery wish list for last year, and honestly, it did work. I'll actually show you in my book. Is It's not pretty or anything. Actually, this was part of a video that I had filmed last year, and I just hated how this page turned out, so I scrapped the whole video, and now look at me showing it to you. But ugliness aside, this did help me, so here's how. I essentially set out what I would consider as big ticket items because these are not small. Oh, I'll just add it to the cart to meet the free shipping. Limit type of items, each one is a big purchase in its own right, minus the field notes. But if you live in South Africa like I do, then you'll understand why it's here. The pictures, they were just here for me to see what the item looked like and whether I still like it as the year progresses. But also, you don't have to include pictures. You can just do a regular bullet list or even like a grocery list. I just found that looking at the picture, kind of vision board style, just helped me when it came to me spending on other hobbies. Just a little reminder and to kind of be mindful of what I was spending on whilst buying my 18th Hirono. Next to the picture, I just wrote down the reason why I wanted the item, the function it will serve me, and the intended use for my life. This was low key my way of convincing myself that I did in fact need these because let's face it, I do not need anything that was on this list, like another passport TN, which I already had, and a fountain pen. This is another A6 cover and then field notes, which no. I also did leave a lot of blank space just because I wanted to come back to this page at the end of the year and fill in whether I did get any of those items and if I hadn't, whether my thoughts had changed on getting some of these. Because I ended up with most of them, I just felt like there was no need for me to come back into this and write anything further. And also because I really didn't want to look at this ugly page. But I do stand by that decision of kind of doing a little bit of a reflection because I absolutely would come back in to write that I most certainly will not be buying the Baumkuchen A6 cover. This is the mocha colorway just because I do not need another A6 cover probably until the end of time. And I also don't care for the field notes anymore. I know the paper is going to be rubbish, and essentially, I only wanted it so that it would be a prop in a photo. So there's no need for me to get that. That's pretty much it for this and what went into the thought process of creating the wish list. And for this year, I feel like I haven't really decided if I want to do pictures or just list them out. So I think I'm just going to do it off camera, but I will pop out some pictures on screen just so you can see what I'm talking about. And we're just going to brainstorm whatever we want, whatever I'm going to get. And just kind of brainstorming what I plan on getting for this year. Oh, maybe I should preface this by saying that this is a hobby. Anything I'm planning on getting, I truly do not need in any way. I could live a perfectly full life without any of these items, but that's not the point. If you're going to be triggered in any way, maybe now is a good time to click off the video. First up, I want a fancy pen case to hold my fountain pens. I'm considering either the Galen leather pen case or the TSL one, the superior labor, sorry. I'm not entirely sold yet on the leather aspect of either of them. I do like how they look, but I just don't know if I would love how the leather or the case would look through use and just essentially how leather holds up over time and as you use it. Also, absolutely can find cheaper options for some of these, but as somebody who just absolutely hates dupes, if I'm getting these, I'm getting it because I like the brand and I like that item from that brand. So a cheaper alternative means nothing to me. Another alternative would be the rickshaw pen cozy thing, which is just like a fabric. It's a better option if I decide I don't want something that's leather. But when I looked at all the options that they currently have, I hate all the colorways. The patterns just feel so childish and it's not classic or sophisticated at all. It's not timeless. It's just giving trendy vibes and I just don't like it. The only ones that I would possibly consider would be the Van Gogh variants, but those come in colors that don't really match anything that I currently own, so it will just stick out like a sore thumb. And I take a lot of pictures of my things, so I just feel like I need to have it in a color that will be cohesive with whatever I currently own. As usual, aesthetics over everything. So yes, I definitely want a fancy pen case that I don't need, but I want a fancy pen case for my fountain pens. Next, I want a new fountain pen, and I'm currently between either the Pilot Vanishing Point or the Sailor Pro Gear Slim. This will be my last fountain pen that I'll add to my collection. Does it count as a collection if I only own four? I don't know, but this will absolutely be the last one because I don't need any more. I don't have any use for any more, like truly the last one. So I need to decide between these two. The Pilot Vanishing Point it just looks so simple and classic and sleek, and I always look at Lindsay's scribbles with envy when I see her use hers, and I've wanted hers for like over 4 years now. I was going to get a secondhand one, but I wasn't happy with the condition that it was in, and the price difference between that one and a brand new one wasn't something that I would consider as expensive, so I would just always opt for brand new. Sailor Pro Gear Slim, I just haven't found a colorway that I'm absolutely obsessed with. A few years ago, they did do the collaboration with Blind Friends, and the brown was my absolute favorite. I was in love with it, but now that's an out of product item and I'm never going to get it now. So, yes, I just haven't felt the same way about another pen that they have in the Pro Gear line. So, well, haven't really decided. The only hesitation for both of these brands is that Jinhao has dupes for them. And can you imagine spending that much money on 14 karat gold just for somebody to ask if it's a Jinhao? I would die. So, yes, still going to get a fountain pen, don't know which one, and I'm gonna just add both to the list until I figure out which one I want. That's kind of it for the fountain pens though. I'm not too phased about inks that I use. I absolutely do not want ink collection. I may just get an archival ink for everyday use, either in a black or brown, and that will be fine. It also makes better sense to upgrade to an archival ink just because the entire point of memory keeping is to preserve all my memories. So, yeah, it's about time, and I'll probably just get one bottle and that will be it. Now onto the fun stuff. Okay, rubber stamps are my new favorite thing. I definitely want more from Miss Boulard, and Narette came out with a new collection towards the end of last year, and one of the stamps, I think it's called Little Steps, which is already sold out, is so precious and I desperately want it. There's also a few from Eileen Tai that I wanted, and I want more Odazi stamps, and that's literally because every time I look at Maddie's collection, I'm just like, I want them so much. It's just this so whimsical and goofy little guy, and I just think it's pretty versatile, especially for everyday use. So definitely want those. The pet tapes, I want full rolls of some of the Mr. Eggplant's range, as well as Al's Studio. I low key regret the Narette pet tape that I recently got just because I've not been using it that much and I feel like I need to de-stash it just to make room before I get more. Pion, is it Pion or Peon? That and Freckles tea, just for old time's sake, I am running low on those ones from my current collection, and plus minus as well. But I don't do that type of journaling anymore. Oh, it's fine. It's a wish list. I don't doesn't mean because I'm adding it to the list I'll have to get it. Famous last words. Onto washi tape. I just want the black checkered MT tape, which I got a small piece of from Happy Mail, and I went hunting for this damn thing, which is literally sold out, so I don't know where I can get it. So if you know where I can get it or which shop still has stock, please let me know. I'm also not a huge washi tape fan, so just this one is fine. It's also black, so it's pretty versatile. Stickers, I definitely want stickers from the new Owl Studio range, and I think I'm just going to get a few more extra sheets of the Satelier stickers that I have. There's also some sort of fern which has a new range, but it's so difficult to get them because they're so popular and it's like always sold out. So yes, I want to include that into my collection. And then there's a new, I want to say Korean artist, Jongho, which I could be saying so wrong, but I definitely want to get their stickers. But again, it's so popular, it always sells out so quickly. So yeah, those are just a few of the brands that I plan on purchasing from so that I can add their stuff to my spreads. Onto some of the paper bits. I just desperately want to own items from Classicy just to complete my collection. And if you're thinking, girl, that's so basic, how do you not have that already? Again, South Africa, I don't get the stuff that you all have, and then I cry when I get discontinued, like the 2017 Classicy washi tape. I just want the frame memo booklet and the brown letterpress memo cards. Like, that is it. I need to own them, and I will. Oh, and I forgot ink, like stamping ink. I want a brown or like a nice gray, not too light, but also not black. So if you have any recommendations from brands, please let me know. Obviously, nothing that's very sought after or something which is really difficult to get stock of, but I just want a really nice brown. And now I'm just using black. I did buy this one a few, like very recently, and I don't like it. I only used it once and it's fine. It's just not the color that I wanted. It looked more brown in the product listings and it's actually more pink. So I also need to destash this because I know I'm just not going to use it. But yeah, I want new stamping ink. Those are all the things that I'm most likely going to get, and some of them are pretty small, so it's definitely a just add it to the cart type of stuff. I am holding space for Traveler's Company though. Now I do not, and I repeat, do not need anything from Traveler's Company because let's face it, they already have so much of my money. But if they come out with a limited edition line, you know I'm gonna be there. When I say limited edition, I do not mean the basic lines that they are coming out with, like the US Caravan thing that they did last year, and even this year in Japan, they did the Traveler's Spirit, which is just an embossed standard camel and it's part of the lottery, or even Love and Trip. Like, no, that's not the limited edition that I mean. I mean when they went all out, they went hard for B-sides and rarities, and those 4 limited edition Traveler's Notebook sets in, was it 2021, right? That's the limited edition stuff that I want. So that or nothing. Obviously, I don't know if they're doing or planning on doing that, so I'm just keeping space for the possibility that they do it. But I will be getting the olive zipper cover for the passport. I did buy the brown one, and I just don't love how much it matches my camel on the interior. Even though I love the zipper cover, I just think the olive would look better with the color of the camel. They also have a beige version, but I just think the beige is a bit too light and it would get discolored, which I will hate. So I'm settling on the olive, and I do have olive in the standard size, so it just makes sense. And I want to switch the brown one in the black passport just because I think the contrast between the brown and the black look really nice. Oh, also, if you have these cotton covers and you put them against the leather, the color of the leather will transfer onto these covers. Oh, and I already decorated my insert. I liked how it turned out. So yeah, that's what I plan on getting from Travelers for this year. I'm also thinking about the brass clip. So this is the one I have. I actually need to polish it, but I do love it. The only other option that they have is the one that just says Travelers Company, and that's a little bit too much branding for me, and I take pictures of my things, so I just feel like that's a lot of advertisement, which I don't think I want in my photos. So yeah, I do love the clips though. They have the Starbucks roastery as another option. I think they did one for Love and Trip. No, they didn't. They just did the pin clip for that. But they did do it for the US Caravan, which I don't care for, so I'm not gonna get that one either. So yeah, I guess that's the only other one available. Unless they come out with a new range, please. Okay, another very big maybe item would be Filofax springs. Now, I've had a whole argument with myself in my notes app because I'm on the fence about it. And so I'm just gonna add the note here so you can see the dilemma and why I haven't decided. Again, I'm just gonna add it here because why not? Dream big and whatever, right? I love the customizability of Filofax. It's just, do I want rings? Do I want a whole other system? It just seems like a lot of admin. But like the Filofax girlies just seem to have it together and I want to be that. Ugh. Anyway, finally, holy grail item has to be the TSL petite tote bag. Oh my god, this I've wanted for the longest time. It is absolute perfection. She is that girl. I want it so badly. I absolutely will not use it for its intended purpose, which is like putting all your little goodies in the bag, taking it to a cafe and doing journaling and all. No, taking my beloved stuff into the general public and germs, absolutely not. I do want that bag, and it is so expensive, but I want it. I'm probably not going to get it this year though. I'm just adding it to the list because one day, I will own it. Okay, I think that's it for stationery. Of course, I said I did want the weekly supplement, Spring Star 2026 from Hobonichi, but that's like a small item. Like, I'm gonna get it, so. But I'm not gonna get it from Hobonichi directly. I also don't plan on getting anything else from Hobonichi. As I say that, I know, just because I've said that, the spring line is just gonna be fire. But no, I don't plan on getting anything from there. I did say I was going to be buying bookbinding supplies for my attempt at binding copies of fanfiction for myself. So that's kind of stationery stuff, but also stationery adjacent. And it's so boring. Like, you'd be excited to bake a cake, but you're not going to be excited for the flour and sugar or other raw ingredients. So, yeah, that's mainly how my brain is distinguishing that from like this fun stuff. But yes, I will be getting those boring stationery items. Um, that seems to be it for the stationery. I don't know if you want to know about the other hobbies. Like, do you even care? Tamagotchi, obviously, more Hironos to add to my collection, and the new Sunny Angel release. So cute. Yes, I want that. Not everything, obviously. Um, there are other things too, like books and stuff, but I can't give you all my secrets now. Okay, that's it. I have been talking for far too long. What are your stationery wish list items? Is there anything that you plan on getting, or are you saving up for something? I would love to know, and also secretly because I want to add those things to my list too, so feel free to share. Anyway, that's gonna be it for me for this video. I'm now going to go fill up my cart and buy all the things. Take care. Bye.